Hey K-popers, welcome back to Hallyu and welcome back to a brand new K-pop news update. It's been another busy week in the K-pop world with some bombshell revelations about vote fixing and Fromis 9 coming out in court, activities halting for Wheein and BOL4, and of course a ton new music to check out. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to be on this list and show off your bias group to everyone watching, you can support my work on Patreon. Patrons also have a say in lots of videos before they're released, so if you want to leave your mark on Hallyu, come join us over on Patreon. We've got lots of news and new music to cover, so let's jump right in. This is your K-pop news update for November 15th, 2020. Some bombshell details about Mnet's vote fixing in the Idol School Survival show came out in court this week. On November 9th, the first trial of chief producer Kim and CJ E&M's director Kim took place, and some shocking admissions were made, including that 3 members of Fromis 9 made it into the group thanks to the vote rigging by Mnet. Kim's lawyers went into the actual details of how the vote was rigged, stating that initially text votes were supposed to weigh 10 times more than normal votes. However, the viewer ratings were low for Idol School and consequently they weren't getting many text votes, and this was noticed by families and friends of those on the show. Mnet looked at the results of the text voting and thought they would lose viewers, so instead of letting everyone's families vote fairly for their own contestants and having the results be as they should have been, they cut the weighting of text votes in half, dramatically shifting the rankings and pushing 3 members into the group that shouldn't have made it in the first place. If you're curious about just how widespread this whole Mnet voting scandal thing got and how it affected IOI, IZ*ONE, 101, and X1, definitely check out the deep dive I did on this very scandal. There's a ton of great info in there. Mamamoo's Wheein missed a radio spot this week, and the reason was a bit unnerving to say the least. Her label, Rainbow Bridge World, put out a statement saying that Wheein was taken to hospital after she began experiencing sudden muscle pain in her back and neck. She received extensive examination, including an MRI and an X-ray. Thankfully though, both of these tests did come back negative, and it was determined that the pain was not a symptom of anything more serious. Rainbow Bridge World then made an updated statement saying that despite the good news, Wheein was still experiencing some pain, and so she halted her activities for the time being. I hope that Wheein can have a quick recovery and can get back to not only her own promotions but Mamamoo's as well. And unfortunately, Wheein wasn't the only idol to halt activities last week. Jiyoung of BOL4 has put a pause on her promotions just after her double release from last week. The reason is due to severe anxiety, and it's hard to blame her. For those of you who don't know much about BOL4's story, it was actually originally a duo with Jiyoung and Jiyoon. However, on April 2nd of this year, Jiyoon left, and so now Jiyoung is a soloist under that same name, BOL4. That's already pretty difficult, but the two girls were actually really fantastic friends dating all the way back to their childhood, and unfortunately when Jiyoon left BOL4, it was amidst a huge falling out between her and Jiyoung. Having to promote alone and losing such a close, longtime friend and confidant is extremely tough, and I think Jiyoung is absolutely doing the smart thing here to take care of her own mental health and to return to promoting solo when she's ready. Alright, now let's switch over to some of the wonderful new K-pop releases that we got this week. We'll start with GFriend, who are back with a retro release called Mago. Ha Sung-un, formerly of 101, gave us Forbidden Island this week. Taemin has another gift for us too in the form of his latest song, Idea.
You are my man.
Rookie boy group Enlists, who you might also know as E-Boys, are back with Tears of Chaos. Jamie and Jay Park collaborated on this song called Apollo 11. LØREN, a soloist under YG's The Black label, made his debut this week with Empty Trash. And speaking of soloists, Natty also made her comeback this week with the song Teddy Bear.
Oops,
New girl group Stacy are here with their debut track, So Bad. Rapper Changmo gave us the song GJD this week. Max Changmin is back with All That Love, a delightful station release from SM.
not supposed to do it all alone. 하루하루 깊어가는 맘의 별.
And last but not least, Zia Junsu of JYJ made his comeback with Pita Pat.
So tell me your love, love, love me your love. 그 예쁜 입에서 나오.
There were lots of other new songs released this week too, so let me know what new songs you've really enjoyed down in the comments. Personally, I'm always a fan of retro vibes, and so GFriend's comeback Mago is definitely my favorite of the past week. Now back to the news, where this week we found out that Twice's Jihyo and Kang Daniel have ended their relationship. The reason is primarily because of their busy schedules, and I can't blame them. Being a popular idol and finding enough time to maintain a healthy relationship must be near impossible, so I wish them both the best on their own endeavors going forward. Daya are coming back in January with a new album, and get this, Chaeyeon is going to be with them in the group. The group will be once again promoting as Six, and I absolutely cannot wait for this new comeback. NCT Dream have made Billboard's Top 21 Under 21 once again this year, being the only K-pop group to make the list. Not only that, but this is their third year in a row that NCT Dream has achieved this distinction. BTS and Stray Kids took home awards at the 2020 MTV Europe Music Awards this week. BTS won Best Song, Best Group, Best Virtual Live, and Biggest Fans, while Stray Kids won Best Korean Act. And speaking of BTS, the boys will be on ABC for Disney's Holiday Singalong. The show will air on November 30th at 8 PM Eastern, and BTS will be singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Dreamcatcher are joining the Weverse community. The Big Hit owned platform has been pulling in a ton of artists recently, including Sunmi, Weekly, CL, Dara, Henry, and now of course Dreamcatcher. YG Entertainment has announced that they're changing the choreography in Treasure's latest comeback. A lot of fans were really concerned after seeing the move, and as you can see, it looks quite dangerous and painful, so I'm glad it's being changed. We've gotten some more details on GOT7's upcoming comeback this week. The album will be called Breath of Love Last Piece, and it will indeed be a full-length album. Pinkfong's ridiculously popular song Baby Shark has been certified diamond by the RIAA. This makes the song the first from South Korea to ever have achieved this monumental level of fame. So now the question is Baby Shark's do better than Blackpink's? Let me know which side you come down on in the comments. Lovelyz celebrated their 6th anniversary in a wonderful way. They volunteered at a free meal center helping make kimchi, which was then delivered to various centers for children and seniors. Everglow took their first step into the OST world this week, releasing the song Let Me Dance. The song is quite good, and it's produced by none other than Shinsadong Tiger and EXID's LE. aespa will be debuting their new song on November 19th, and the debut performance of Black Mamba is going to be virtual. It'll be hosted on YouTube and will involve some sort of augmented reality setup, we've been told. SM is really betting hard on this hybrid virtual approach for the group, and in my view, it's either going to be a huge success or a spectacular failure. EXO's Kai is having his solo debut soon. On November 30th, he'll be releasing a debut mini-album with 6 songs. Crush has officially joined the military. His label P Nation announced his enlisting at the recruitment center on November 12th. Speaking of the military, SHINee's Minho has been officially discharged after completing his service. And you know what that means. It's official. SHINee is back. As we talked about last week in a leak, it's been confirmed that IZ*ONE are making a comeback in December. Not much is known just yet about the song or album, but we do know that they are in the final stages of album preparations. GFriend's Una was diagnosed with cornea inflammation this week and was instructed to rest for 3 days. Unfortunately for Una, eye issues have been a recurring problem for her, so I hope there's nothing serious here. Blackpink's The Album has now sold 1,073,671 copies, which makes it the best-selling girl group album of all time. And while we're on that topic of sales, if you needed any proof that K-pop is bigger than ever, look no further than this statistic. NCT, 17, and Blackpink have all sold over 1 million copies of an album this month, making it the first time in recorded sales chart history that 3 albums have eclipsed 1 million sales in a single month. What an incredible number. Alright, now let's talk about what happened on music shows this week. This week saw an even 3-way split of the trophies, starting with Monsta X, who won 2 shows for Love Killa on the show and show champion. Twice also took 2 more wins for I Can't Stop Me on M Countdown and Ikigayo, and BTS took their 22nd and 23rd wins for Dynamite on Music Bank and Show Music Core. With their wins, BTS now has the most music show wins for a song since Sotaeji and Boys in 1992. They took 25 wins for their song I Know, And if you're keeping track at home, the all-time record was set in 1991 by Shin Sung-hoon, who took 31 wins for the song Invisible Love. Is there any way that BTS doesn't win at least one show next week? Let me know your predictions for who the winners will be down in the comments. Alright K-popers, you're officially caught up on everything going on in the K-pop world. Let me know what new songs and what news items stood out to you from this week down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this news update, be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on all the K-pop news and entertainment that's coming to you guys each and every single week here at Hallyu.